Good morning, Frank. Hey, hand dog, how you doing, baby? Hey, Herman, how you doing, people? I'm happy. What's today? What's today? Tuesday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya, when you get a minute, go to my YouTube channel, Shakenya. Hit subscribe, y'all. Look at some of the videos. And if you see anything that you like, just hit share, please. And thank you. I'm trying to get famous for the end of the year. And also, guys, when you get a minute, go to lulupublishing.com or go to Amazon. Get you a copy of my book. If you didn't know I had a book out, I do. I'm an author. I know. Y'all like, that's Kiki from the east side. We grew up wanting kind of. She ain't got no... What she know about writing a book? I wrote it. Working on the second one. I know y'all been waiting, but a lot been going on. A lot has happened. So today, y'all, just a little recap. Because we got to keep in mind, this is your senior year. And this year, we focusing on mental health. And that's all we're focusing on. Hey, Terry. Hey, Cynthia. Shout out to Flint, Michigan. We're focusing on mental health this semester. So now we're bringing those manipulation tips that we talked about in your 9th grade year up to now. So now we're looking at the psychological damage that is caused for those of you who are using these tips on your child to get back at your baby mama, your baby daddy. I know. Can we all just get along? I know. You and your baby mama, baby daddy, y'all should be best friends. Y'all should be kicking it all the time. Y'all should be laughing and hee ha joking. Y'all should be over each other's house chilling. No funny business though. Yeah, in these segments that we talk about, unless y'all have plans and intentions on getting back together, you can't be doing the hoochie coochie. These conversations that we have in the morning is strict. Should I say fixing Jesus? Is that bad to say hoochie coochie? These are for parents who are trying to co-parent. You guys broken up. You guys now moved on. Y'all both in different relationships, separate relationships. Y'all have no intentions on getting back with one another, but you don't like one another. We talk about ways of how y'all can get along, even though y'all don't like one another. You know what I'm saying? So we're focusing on mental health. Now we're looking at the adverse effect that these manipulations now had on your baby. We talked about, are they working? Is your household being disrupted? Is your baby acting out? Is your baby being disrespectful? If it is, if they are, then it's working. So they're doing this. And then in some cases, you might just have a child that misbehaves. And it's certain things that can happen in a child's life and a child's growth and development, exposure, that can cause them to probably act out a little bit. But normally you can kind of nip it in the bud, reel it back in, and if both of your parents are working together, we can eliminate that behavior, right? But when you got a parent that's purposely doing these things, it's kind of impossible, right? Unless you catch them. So I tell y'all this stuff so you can catch them in the act and y'all can nip it in the bud and y'all can stop. Because remember, we talked about some of these parents don't even know they're doing this stuff. Some of this stuff is stuff that they just been doing over time. They've seen other people do it. They was raised like that. And sometimes they don't know that they're doing something wrong. I give them the benefit of the doubt. I do. So we just going to recap the ones that we've spoken about. And the ones that we've given adverse effects to. I don't think I gave them for the ones that we talked about the last couple days, but we're going to tie them all in together. Yeah. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, Facebook. Yeah, let's get it popping. So far. Now, mind you, keep in mind, I want to put you in this headspace. Your child can be experiencing these things every time they baby mama picked them up. Hey, Shannon. Or their baby daddy pick them up or you drop them off or however way. Your child can actually be experiencing this every time they go over there. It can be all of them. It can be just a few sprinkled in each time. But if you have a very manipulative baby mama, baby daddy, very smart, very intelligent, very diabolical, yeah, they mixing all these in. They mixing all these. They mixing all these in your baby every time they pick them up, right? So you got the not keeping the balance, and we talked about many things, but we're focusing on cleaning. You got the baby cleaning at this house, they don't have the baby cleaning at that house. We talked about somebody telling your baby not to talk to you. Don't listen to them, they crazy. You ain't got to do what they say. So now the baby hard-headed at your house. We talked about the inappropriate conversations that people are having with your baby, meaning that they're talking to your baby about parenting concerns when they should be talking to you. Yeah, we talked about inappropriate relationships where the baby is asked to keep secrets from you. Yeah, not telling you what's going on in their house. Not, I don't know. Then we talked about staging the scene. This is something that you learned in your senior year. We talk about this in 9th grade, but it's relevant now. Yeah, so staging the scene when a parent lies about certain things and the baby goes along with it. And we use an example. Somebody told me that they said my child was living with him, and a year and a half later she was. But at the time he was saying it, she wasn't. So staging the scene, we talked about that. We talked about demonizing you. We talked about that in your senior year. This is a new one. Talking about you. Every time the baby get in the car, they got something negative to say about you. Every time. Now, mind you, the conversations that's being held, they talking about you to that baby. Because they talking about the parenting concerns, and then they throwing in a little what they don't like about you. And then you got your baby joining in. I don't like it either. She get on my nerves too. I can't stand him either. So now you got the inappropriate relationship and conversation. So now we're jumping down to not using the 3 C's of co-parenting. Now, of course, we threw in some more C's over your years of co-parenting university, but we started off with the 3 C's. And that was simply communication, compromise, and cooperation. Yeah, not using those things. Yeah. And then we talked about the purposely excluding you, always taking the baby somewhere, never letting you know where they're going, never letting you know what they're doing, never asking you if you want to go and be a part of whatever it is. Woo! Now, all these things is going on every time you drop it. And depending on how good you are as a parent, will determine how many of these things they use on your baby. Yep. Then we talked about the fighting fair and playing fair. You can't do both. Either y'all got to be fight on sight, I'm talking about your mama, or y'all got to be playing fair because y'all found the report, but you can't do both. And you got to know what you're doing. Remember, it was a sneak attack for me. Shit, I thought I was friends with these people. I'm over there drinking wine and celebrating. Fixing Jesus. So you got to know which one you're doing. You got to know. You got to know how they feel about you. You got to know how your baby mama, your baby daddy feel about you. Yeah. Because what I tell you, if I would have known how those people truly felt about me, ain't no way I would have been dropping her off over there. Ain't no way. Because I had too much invested. I had too much in stake. I had a fortune riding on them babies. Yep. Woo. Yep. Giving credit where credit is due. They're not doing that for you. And they're not allowing the baby to do it. Every time the baby say something about you, they get upset. They get mad. Yep. So the baby can't never brag. My mama just did this, or my daddy just did that. I don't want to hear that. It's the first thing that come out their mouth. So the baby knows not to talk about certain things, especially when it's you. Yeah. So not giving you credit where credit is due. We talked about the punishment fitting the crime, meaning that you and your baby mama get into it, so now the baby can't come over. Hey, Miss Vicky. You ain't seen your baby in months. She ain't brought the baby over, or he won't let you see the baby because he's still mad at the argument, y'all. Man, fix it, Jesus. Punishment not fitting the crime. Yeah. In order to take that baby out that person's life and not allow that baby to see that parent for months, it got to be a situation where it was a build-up. Hey, Philando, good morning, baby. It got to be a situation where y'all discussed something and it didn't pan out. They kept doing the opposite or something like that. It's like 3 or 4 times. 3 strikes you out, buddy. And now you ain't going to let the baby come over. But just one incident, or because y'all got an argument and it's something personal, there ain't no reason to keep that child from that other parent. That's not, the punishment don't fit the crime. Right? So you got to make it make sense, especially when there is no abuse or neglect. Right? So we talked about how your parenting was being interrupted as a result of that child coming back, and you got to reprogram them every time they come back from their baby mama, baby daddy house, which is taking all the attention away from the other children because you focus on this one child that's misbehaving. We talked about that. Now this is all going on every time you drop that baby off. Oh, Philando, you silly. And bring that baby back. Every time the baby come over there, they telling the baby how they should feel. They telling the baby, you know, you ain't got to stay there long. I know you don't like it over there. You got to be miserable over there. I can't wait till you can come stay with me. I can't wait till we going to make a room for you. These are conversations they having without you. Yeah, they talking about lifestyle changes. You can't talk to no baby about lifestyle changes without talking to their mama or their daddy. My baby was quick to be like, they making a room for me. Yeah, for what? For you to stay the night? What the Why is it a live situation? Why is it a situation where it got to be without us and not inclusive? You know what I'm saying? I never understood that. It's so weird. All of it is just weird. You know what I mean? So, yep, making a difference with the lifestyles, making a difference with the children. If you got other children over here, every time the baby goes over there, they got the baby thinking that they better than the children that you got over here in the house, even though the children in this house have been raised with this baby. You know how much psychological damage that causes a child when they growing up thinking they all this and all that, and when they get older, somebody actually slapping them in their face to let them know you ain't shit. You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody. You this, you that, and laying down all the reasons why they nobody. And then if the child thinks about that, it goes back to their childhood and the people that raised them. So you got people making this child feel like they this and they that, and they ain't nothing. They ain't got nothing to substantiate being this and that. If you this and that and you better than, you got to be better than because you do what's right when nobody's looking. You're naturally just a good person. You actually see the good in everybody. Come on now. Yeah, you might be better than some people. You know? And let me see. We got to, yeah, so that's a lot, y'all. We done got to 16 manipulation tips that can possibly be used on your baby by the baby mama or the baby daddy every time that baby comes over there just to get back at you. Now can you see how it can be labeled abuse? I know you ain't beating the baby. I know you ain't sexually touching the baby. But psychologically, can you see how that can be abuse? Now you're looking at the adverse effects. Now you see why your child behaves the way they behave and why they act the way they act and why they don't know nothing. Why the common sense is being lacked. Yeah, because y'all dueling. Y'all competing. Y'all going against one another. Yeah, so that's it for Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. Today was just a recap, people. And I'm out. Mwah.